Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Da Silva, and I read a book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Setting. The setting takes place in the year 2147, approximately 127 years in the future. Now, there's only one country left in this world, a place called Panem. There were a bunch of occurring natural disasters, including tsunamis, earthquakes, and it's destroyed the entire world and swallowed up a lot of North America. Now, the only country that rose out of it is called Pan Am. Now, it was all good at first. They were trying to make a non-dystopia, a utopia, but things didn't go well and it became a dystopia. The capital, which is the central government of Pan Am, was controlling everyone. And there was this war called the Dark Days, where the districts, there were 13 of them, they all rose and tried to fight back the capital. The capital played dirty and they squashed the rebellion, um, and they totally annihilated District 13. Now, as punishment for rising against the capital, there is something called the Hunger Games every year, where each capital, not including 13, has to pay two tributes to fight in the Hunger Games. Now, the Hunger Games is a battle royale to the death, where 24 children are coming in and only one can come out. Now, the only one that survives gets certain fame, fortune, and just luxury. Now, everyone else just dies. Gory and cruel deaths. While as the entire country watches, and they can't do anything about it. Now, the story opens up on a girl named Katniss Everdeen. She's 17 years old, and she's smart as a whip, and she's resourceful, and she knows how to hunt. Now, she lives in District 12, the poorest of all the districts, and in District 12, she lives in the poorest part of that, called the Seam. So she lives in the poorest part of the country. There have been times when she's almost died, and she has no father because he died in the mines, an extremely dangerous place to work. Now, she is the only one that can provide for her family because her mother is sick with something, so she can't work. Now, Katniss goes into the woods every day with her best friend Gale to hunt for animals to trade in the hob and to eat. She swore to protect her little sister Prim at all costs. Now, the day Prim's first reaping, as she turns 12, she only has her name in one time because Katniss would not allow her to take out any tetheri. Tetheri are basically where you put your name more into the reaping to have your supply worth of food for one person. Now, Katniss did not allow Prim to take out any tesserae, and Katniss did take out a lot of tesserae. Now, of all the odds, there are thousands of names. Prim's name gets called out. Katniss, without thinking, says, "I volunteer for tribute," which means she'll take Prim's place in the Hunger Games. Now, the climax is when Katniss threatens to commit suicide with Peeta and not provide the capital for Victor. Now, the Game Workers were afraid that if they did not have a Victor, they would suffer cruel and slow, agonizing deaths. So as they put down these poisonous berries that kill you instantly down their throats, the lead announcer goes on the mic and he just starts yelling, "Hold up, hold up!" Now, the victors of the annual 74th Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen and Peeta Mellark. Peeta Mellark is her fellow tribute from District 12, the Baker's Boy. Now, the theme of the story is, or one of the themes, is that love conquers all. Now, my signpost I picked is contrasts and contradictions. Katniss would do anything to survive, including breaking all the rules to protect her sister Prim by going into the woods, which is banned. But for some reason, she almost sacrifices herself for Peeta, and vice versa. The only reason they're not severely punished or killed because everyone thinks that they are so madly in love that they can't be held accountable. So the thought or essence of love protected them. As said by Haymitch, your only defense can be that you were so madly in love that you weren't responsible for your actions. Page 357. Another theme is that no one can own you. So for this signpost, I picked an aha moment. Rue, a 12-year-old girl from District 11, the agriculture district, is in the Hunger Games with Katniss, and they start becoming allies. Now, Rue is the smallest of all the tributes, so most of the other tributes just brush her off as easy money, so they didn't even bother killing her. She's a little bit of an underdog, but Katniss sees what's truly inside of Rue, a resourceful, smart girl. So they start working together and are able to take out some of the tributes. Now, they're having it. They are planning on taking out the careers, which are the tough tributes that volunteer every year in the richer part of the districts, like 1, 3, and 4. And Rue's job is to set up fire with green wood all around the arena to distract the careers while Katniss tries to plan to take out their food supply. Well, it all works, but Katniss is able to hear in the distance Rue screaming for Katniss. Katniss, without thinking, just runs as hard as she can and as fast as she can and starts screaming for Rue's name. As she comes, there is a spear inside of Rue, and without thinking, Katniss grabs her bow and arrow and shoots it inside the boy from District 1's throat, drowning him in his own blood. This makes Katniss think that this is all part of the Capitol's game. They're all pawns. She wants to do something small to defy them. Something subtle. She sings to Rue as she dies, and she puts flowers all around her, trying to say that you can't own me or any of us. They might not show it on the TV across the country, but the person picking up Rue's body and the boy from District 1, they will see it. An interesting quote for this is from page 237, said by Katniss, I want to do something, right here, right now, to shame them, to make them accountable, to show the Capitol that whatever they do or force us to do, there's a part of every tribute they can't own. And she had to think of a long time of how to do it. So when she had that aha moment, she thought of putting flowers around. Now, for the genre of this book, I say it is young adult dystopian fiction because of three reasons. Reasons. Communication is banned and is sparse between the districts, kind of like how slaves weren't allowed to read, so they couldn't learn, and they didn't want the districts to plan another uprising, like in the Dark Days. The Capitol is all-knowing. They have cameras everywhere. Their omniscient cameras are always recording, and they are ruthless. Even for the smallest things, they will kill you. Like Rue was telling us around page 237 that there was a small boy. He was a little bit slow. He picked up these glasses that you can see through the night, and he was just playing with them, right? And he was just immediately shot by the peacekeepers. And the quote is, "They whip you and make everyone else watch." Like they're trying to make an example out of people. And there's widespread hunger and poverty everywhere. Of course, people kneel over from starvation all the time. Page 204. And on page 102 and page 203, we have so little communication with anyone outside our district. Some common questions are, what was your overall impression of the book? I'd say I'd give The Hunger Games an 8 out of 10 rating, because I can see how some people like it, but some people just aren't fans of dystopia. And with the love triangle between Gale, Peeta, and Katniss. I personally like the book, and I think Suzanne Collins demonstrates extremely well what life is like for our hero, Katniss, and for some of the people. But I didn't like that it kind of left us with a cliffhanger for the next book. It was a little bit sneaky. Hunger Games Catching Fire. Another question is, what can you learn from this book? Well, I say that you can learn that people aren't always what they seem to be, or they're different beneath the surface. Because Effie, she on surface appears to be airheaded, dumb, and self-absorbed, just some capital person. But as the novel progresses, she proves to Katniss and Peeta that she actually cares about them, and she does everything to keep them alive, and she's an ally to them. And Katniss thinks that Peeta is lying about his feelings for her so that they can survive in the games. It's all just a big facade. But she learns at the end of the book that he actually does care about her. So she goes surprised about that. Another common question is, How will this novel improve or make us worse? I say it will make us better because we can learn from the actions of the character and the capital, their mistakes, and we can learn from that to avoid their grim future. Kind of like how studying history makes us better as people. And that is it for my presentation. Thank you for watching.